A bold late-morning attack on a father and his infant daughter on Friday in a generally quiet neighborhood in Benque Viejo del Carmen is the latest assault on a foreign national in the Cayo district. Canadian businessman Stephen Reichert, who has been living in Belize for almost 5 years, was walking down a footpath along with his 2-year-old daughter Grace when he was violently assailed by someone who lives nearby. The axe and machete-wielding neighbor, says Reichert, was going after the toddler.
The assailant ran down the street behind us, coming up behind us, and he was screaming, yelling. I didn't really pay that much attention because I didn't think it was even directed at us. And we continued to walk. As the steps got closer and I turned back and I realized he had the machete raised over his head and screaming and coming towards us.
According to Reichert, the man proceeded to swing the weapon at his daughter. Instinctively, he moved to protect her. In the process, he was chopped multiple times to various parts of his body.
He had the machete raised up and he went to strike my daughter, and I had pushed her out of the way at the last minute, and the machete went down and stuck into the ground. And it took him some time to actually pull the machete out from the ground again. At that point, I picked up my daughter and we started running. We ran about another 100 feet. He had got the machete out from the ground and started to chase after us from there.
That pursuit, several blocks through the Chapel Hill area, would eventually result in Reichert sustaining injuries to his left arm and the back of the head before members of the local neighborhood watch came to his rescue. He maintains that the attacker, identified as a Mr. Hobb, intended to kill them both. Superintendent Dinsdale Thompson commands the Benque Viejo police formation.
Upon taking him to the court this morning, the magistrate have ordered that there had been a psychiatric evaluation of the gentleman because he appears to not be hearing properly and not understanding when we would put certain questions or put certain information to him. So that's what we're looking at, and we're waiting for that psychiatric evaluation as well as we continue our investigation.
My understanding is that this latest incident is now involving other agencies from outside of the country looking into what may have transpired with regards to this being the second or third Canadian national in the Cayo district that has been attacked physically.
Yes, well, we did updated the embassy, the consulate here in Belize, the Canadian consulate, informing them about the incident.
I know the Canadian embassy was very concerned about it. They had contacted me right away. There was a very quick response by the Canadian embassy, and they've been very, very good in support and family support with us in that also. So I know they're monitoring it very, very closely to see what happens in regards to the criminal element in the court system, what happens with the assailant there. And I believe the United States Embassy also is watching this very, very closely.
This morning, however, Hobb was arraigned on 2 charges, none of which were attempted murder.
We have not went ahead with any attempted murder because our investigation is showing that Mr. Steve got assaulted by Mr. Hobb, not with any intent to endanger life or not with any intent to take away life. So that's what our investigation is showing at this present moment.
Reichert, on the other hand, is of a different impression.
This was a clear-cut case. The person's actions, his mentality, his intentions, all of that pointed towards murder. Had it not been for Neighborhood Watch, we both would have been murdered. There's no question in my mind about that. Even the chop that I received to my neck, had it been another millimeter or 2, it would have severed the vein and a major artery, and I wouldn't be here today.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.